honest opinion, what were your actual feelings? Did you guys feel like we were gonna win the war, the Far Folk War?
When that happened, I'm gonna be genuine here. I did think there was a large chance we could lose it all, and I was upset because.
How you guys been doing, man? How you guys been doing?
I've been doing really well. I've been very busy at work.
Yeah, we've been doing good.
I'm still getting used to the keyboard.
All right. Well, I've already started, and
Oh. Okay.
Oh yeah, I just love messing with you guys. Like I literally will like start like every time I start like a video with you guys, I like literally start recording like right when you're fucking around and get all the good bits. But yeah, if you guys didn't know, this is we're currently in the Canarsie Caliphate, and oh my god, hey, you stop it! This is that brotherly love.
I'm not used to the computer yet.
Yeah, I know. I'm trolling at him right now.
All right, let's go. All right, just stand on the foot of the stairs. Okay.
It's auto jump. That's why I was.
So this guy literally got his new computer today, and he's basically trying to figure everything out. So this may take a little bit longer than expected, but yeah. Guys, I want you guys to introduce yourself. First, we'll start off with the Mahdi, the leader of the Canarsie Caliphate here. And this is actually his older or younger brother, twin brother IRL, Oosili, Ibraheem.
He actually gave his real life name.
Wait, which one's the oldest twin? Because these guys are actually twins IRL.
Adam's 1 minute older, but
1 minute, so he's the coolest.
Could you do us a favor and?
Alright, so basically what we're doing is the first little podcast I've decided to do in inspiration of these guys becoming an official nation, and I wanted to sit down and talk to them in the tent. Let's get going. Come on now. We're gonna sit down. You guys sit over here. I'm gonna sit over here because I'm an interviewer. And we're gonna go sit down and speak to them on the process of making a new. Oh yeah, he's gonna sit in his old. No, sit down here. You ain't the leader of this, okay? You better sit down in front of me, and I'm gonna talk to you. You're all equals here, you know. But yeah, I wanted to just talk to these guys, OOC about the process of making like a new nation and all that, and just kind of interviewing them for the first little podcast thing. These guys are my boys, OOC. So I mean, there's a hint of nepotism here, but fuck it, it's my podcast, so fuck all of you. But
he's a good dad.
He's a good dad. I'm a good dad. All right, so basically, I want to start light. So, who are these main characters? Can you describe them for you? I'm gonna start with Adam first. Who is Oda Carradine? How old is he? What is his beliefs, idea? What's his role? Just go ahead. Tell me everything we need to know about Oda Carradine.
Well, Oda Carradine, when he first started out, he started out at the young age around 12.
Mm-hmm.
When hold on.
Oh my god. You also see it. They got this dank new mic, and now he's flexing on all of us. And one thing I want to add about this is these guys love to start young, so these characters have been around since they were boys, which is very interesting. Crazy longevity with both of these characters. So they all have interesting pasts that actually have happened in game. So that's really cool. But we're waiting for Adam to.
I'm sorry, I'm back.
All right, go ahead. What do we need to know about Oda Carradine? Take 2.
Well, since Oda was 12, he started out back at Achios during Al-Khalid, which was at the time Heria.
Mm-hmm.
He grew up to he grew up to be religious. His father he father went disappeared as well as his mother. But then when he was age 16, they reappeared. At the time, he was a little bit of hectic. Used to go out and smoke a lot and stuff.
Oh, pie.
And but his father pretty much straightened him up. And then at the time, there was his father, aka Falkir Carradine. He had to go overseas. He was going to college, so he assigned Ibraheem, aka his character Saeed, to take care of Aouda, and Aouda basically learned much from Saeed, and he quit his smoking and stuff for a while. And then when Harry emerged, Aouda felt that the council was kind of like taken over by the Santigian Council, because at the time we didn't really have much activity. It was kind of dying. So I've been focusing. He's been focusing on to recreating or remaking it active. But then it was merged. So when the next map happened, during that time we waited a couple months. We kept trying to encourage the new sort of leader, which was co-leader with Santigia and Heria, which was Manatee. I forgot her. It was Soya Carradine. So from there, he started from an intifada, which is a small revolt, because she kind of went against the faith. Most topics like mixed breeding and the. I'm sorry, I'm trying to keep back in my head.
She was a bad girl.
After the revolt, they moved from Santigia. They started off as a dervish log, by the way. So they moved from Santigia to Haynes, and they started up the tribe. Around that time, Oda pushed for to be the Sultan of Heria, and that was when you came along, I believe. During that time, then finally, when I became Sultan, we moved back to Santigia for a little while for a plot of land, because Haynes was fallen at that moment. So then, after a while, then we started getting harassed by the Blackwater or something like that. It was Appy's group who ran it at the time.
Blackmarsh.
Appy, oh my god. You know, I will say this on. Hey, hold on. I will say this on stream. That guy Appy, fuck that guy. I will say it right now, and if you ban me, go ahead. I don't give a shit. Fuck that guy, because he's harassed us the entire time we've been a tribe. He had a vendetta. Like, he will literally create OOC reasons to attack us, and Appy will appear again and again in the story. Keep going. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So after the Blackwash was taken care of, around that time the leadership from the Minister changed to Cookie, I believe, and from there we had to move due to some complication about the land. So we moved up north to where we are now, and around the time right when we moved, I had to go for a month away for Ramadan, and we came back, and thankfully we started rebuilding the city. And from building the city to creating the Sultanate, and then from the Sultanate and gladly to a Caliphate, which I'm very proud of. But Auda's, he's what you would call a religious fanatic. If there's a chance for him to do something for his faith, he would do it. But it's not like
fanatic isn't the right word.
Like what do you call him?
Fanatic isn't the right word. It's a devout
he's not the terrorist
follower.
type of religious fanatic. Like, if there's a good deed to be done, he'll do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, a devout follower, not a fanatic.
And this guy is the fucking buff-ass, angry-ass soldier type. Oh my god. Oh, but yeah, I do remember actually coming in, and I'll kind of add on to like the little story that you guys... If you don't sit your butt down...
What the fuck shield is that?
Yeah, that's not even the Kadarsi shield. You should be ashamed. You should say
it's the Kadarsi shield.
Oh, bro, look at that stuff. It's dank. Oh, shut it off. Oh my god. And we actually got shields. We got our own brand. You know, You know, people want to know who the fuck we are. You know.
I just got this off of a bandit. That's all.
But yeah, I'm gonna add on a little bit to the story. And before I do that, what does Caliphate mean? Does it mean kingdom?
Well, there's many different definition of a caliphate. But you could call it from two ways: a caliphate or a khilafah, which is basically the same thing. But a caliphate is a Islamic empire, but it's empire in Arabic. Basically, it's where it's led by a caliph. It has a council. Ibraheem can better explain this.
Yeah, Ibraheem can go for days.
Fix up my settings.
But yeah, I mean, I don't really need a huge explanation. Although I understand it is like an Islamic kingdom and the caliphate, we kind of had to build. We basically built this from a tribe into a kingdom
from scratch.
Yeah, from scratch. Honestly, so dead ass. Like we started from that first piece of wool, to making these tents, to making buildings and getting OOC recognized as a nation. I'm not gonna take the full credit. These two are the whole reason why I'm here. And when I was starting out, like I've always was looking for a far folk religion. So like once I found it, like I literally dropped everything and I was like, fuck it, I'm with these guys. I will take some credit with some of the promotion. I think that I helped a lot with the promotion and stuff like that. But with these guys done the grunt work. They were behind the scenes. They were dealing with all the IOC toxic bullshit that the server has to offer. And and they built this. They built this from scratch. We built.
I would like to point in that you give yourself way too less of you need to give yourself more.
I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh yeah, you guys are the one who basically brought the nation on your backs, and put your head down and fucking grind it. This is the mind man server, but it means still, it's like like you guys did your thing and you guys cultivated this whole like this caliphate, which is cool. And I want to also why did you want to start this nation? Like it's another question that I wanted to cover. What made you want to start it? Because I know you guys. I know you guys are like of like OOC of Islamic faith, and we won't get too much into that. But why did you want to start this nation? On LTC.
Ibraheem, you can take this one.
Yeah. We wanted to create the caliphate because when we joined on LOTC, we came near the middle to end of the LOTC caliphate.
Mm-hmm.
In real life, us being Muslims and everything, we had a very hard time making friends and etc. And I hate to say it, but we hated where we lived and we never felt like we had a home. So when we joined LOTC and everything, there was the guy who started the Caliphate phase.
Mm-hmm.
He basically gave us a home and he made us feel like family. The Caliphate was the first place that we actually felt like we actually had an OOC home.
Mm-hmm.
It felt like a family, and it genuinely made us better people over time.
Yeah.
When the Caliphate fell, it bothered us very much because it was our first home. It was a family. It was everything to us. And phase after that wasn't really too serious into LOTC anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And so we, phase was, if you want, I can get into about phase.
Well, we'll just like continue on to and I want to add one thing about phase. He's a great memer, legendary memer, probably one of the best memers to ever come on LTC. But y'all can both agree. But yeah, what were you saying? Like
I miss your Papa phase.
But basically, the Caliphate, it was the peak of the far folks.
Yeah.
And after that, it became a sultanate. And it was the Sultan of Palestine. And it was okay. I was there for it. And then it turned into the Sultanate of Haria, which Haria means freedom.
Haria?
Yeah, Haria or Haria means freedom.
Yep.
And I was there for that as well. Me and Adam were both there from thick and thin, but it always kept degrading from our highest point, and from there, we were no longer recognized. The Farfolk people were no longer recognized as a caliphate. The guys who were powerful and strong, the really respected people, but we slowly and slowly became dirt. We were nobodies, and we were just people that people could just kick around and bullied into.
And
submission.
people think they could really do that now, and well, you seen how that happened. We got a dub in the war, so come at us. But no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, but basically, when Haria fell, we view it as when it fell, when it merged with Santagia. We don't have any hate towards Santagia whatsoever, not at all. No hate to Oda Carradine's sister and the person who played them. We have no hate. Actually, as a matter of fact, we're good friends with them.
Yeah, actually, one of my favorite people, Dylan or Stackloot, is a Santagian, so I can't hate Santagian.
Yeah, Stackloot's a good guy. But in Santagia, we're fine with. We got good relations with them. But originally, it started out pretty bad because, again, they wanted to. The Far folks were basically pushable. And when me and Adam started, we are like, okay, well, let's just start something new. Let's just, keep the Farfolk culture alive.
Yep.
Because at the time, it was just memeing. Like, if you played a Farfolk, you were either a modern-day drug dealer or a terrorist suicide bomber.
It was just memes. It was memes. It wasn't taken serious. And you guys wanted to bring the seriousness back into the Farfolk name.
The culture was basically, it was people were trying to change it. And there was rumors that the admins were going to remove the Farfolk race in general just because it's become a genuine meme.
Yep.
And so me and Adam didn't want that to happen because ever since we played on LOTC and still to this day, we have never played any other race besides Farfolk Kalasheen.
Mm-hmm. True that.
I've noticed that. I'm like, have you guys played any other race? Doesn't it get boring? But it's like, Farfolk is fun.
Farfolks basically do everything. Alright, you want to be a smart scientist? Farfolk. Miner? Farfolk.
Porn star? Farfolk.
Farfolks can do everything. You can never get bored.
Well, to a limit.
I mean, yeah, to a limit. I mean, you can't breathe out fucking fire like a dragon, but you get what I mean.
I don't think anybody can do that except maybe I don't know, halflings.
Yeah, but it's and the culture is very, community-like. So RP is genuine because the culture demands you to RP with your neighbors and such like that. It was, yeah. So basically we started out as a dervish lodge, which is basically a small, Imam Rashidun. They're like in real life you have Christianity and then you call those Christians, and then in Islam you call those Muslims. Yep. Well, for Imam Rashidun you call the followers of Imam Rashidun Mu'minins, which means believers.
Yeah, I got you.
So it was just they are dervishes, and we started a dervish lodge where they study the stars, they do research, they go on charity runs and everything, and they basically just protect the Farfolk community. And what we did was we did that. And my character as Grand Imam was the sheikh of the guild. He was the leader of it was kind of like a guild. It's a dervish lodge. And we just kept growing. And the Harians that were under the Santagians, at the time, the Santagian citizens were really bullying the Harians. And they were, I remember, do you remember when they put, a burning cross in front of the Dervish Lodge?
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah, they put they literally painted our door with pork blood.
Ooh.
This
is RP, right?
Even though it was a little bit kind of out of hand, it gave us good role play.
Yeah, it was good RP. I have to admit that was fun RP. Because we'd have our guys go and cloak in the middle of the night to go into the Dervish Lodge because at the time
there was
this is the start of the Farfolk oppression. Just so you know, this was the start.
And so basically, what you guys try to do, and I'm gonna let you continue, but what you guys want to do, and Adam, if you don't sit your booty down somewhere, I'll just messing with you. But basically, what you want to do is bring the respect and like the power of the far folks back to where it used to be back in the Caliphate of Palestine, and that's really cool of you guys. You know, that's what really like makes nations is really like you're gonna have to have like a pretty decent reason to be so committed to creating something. So like that's such a cool reason to do it. That's
it's the OOC drive. You have to have a good OOC
you have to have good
reason.
that's what I'm saying. Like I want to cover that too. Like what you think as like a nation leader makes you a good nation leader, like or like someone trying to build something like a nation or anything. What qualities do you have to have?
A good nation.
Number one quality I will have to say is patience, because it took us personally 3 years, 24/7 working on this. Yeah, and I am really glad how far we have gotten.
When we say 3 years, we had to gain our reputation, because you can't start a nation just that new player. Start a nation right off the bat. You have to get reputation. You have to show that you're an honest person. You're not trying to
provide good role playing. Not don't be toxic.
Yeah.
Some toxic shit actually is the reason why nations exist. Some of these nations exist. We're not going to get into details, but
Yeah, we know.
Yeah. And so
I believe we would know firsthand. We struggled.
Yeah.
And I'm really glad how far we have gotten and how better relations we have gotten so far. Like with the church, we used to be bitter towards each other. Now we're like friends. I'm really glad about that. All because there was one misunderstanding. And I find it hilarious now looking back that because of that one misunderstanding, we had so much shit over it.
At the time, I just want to let everybody know, at this moment, if you're going through some really OOC toxic stuff, trust me, it could sound like so angry of why are you killing our thousands of so much of our citizens over something so small. And you're you're fuming at that moment in real life. You're like, yo, that's not right. I'm going to go and pop you, bro.
Like, fuck this server.
You're ready to go and beat them in real life kind of thing. But later down the line, you're just going to laugh. Like, it just literally all I had to do was just say this one thing. Because I know so many times I've gotten into arguments over the so small things because people misunderstand things. And over the most smallest things, you just... all I could have said, no, I don't mean that, I mean this, and it would have fixed the entire problem.
Yep.
I think one of the basically that is one key that I would tell everybody: clarification.
Clarification.
Understanding.
Well, I would like
100%
also
clarification before you go anything to have 100% understanding.
Mm-hmm. I just feel like I think one of the qualities you also need to have, and I'm sorry I tried to cut you off twice, but I think like one of the qualifications is like high tolerance, because especially with a server like this with a lot of players, you're gonna come across toxic people who don't care about what the hell you're doing and want to fuck up what you're doing, and type stuff, and that's you're gonna have high tolerance to be able to have longevity and be able to keep moving past along with patience. I think competence, yeah.
That is a large one. We've learned our lesson. Like tasking somebody with zero, like you can't.
You always have to do tasks before you just hand it off because they're friend. Just don't give it responsibilities just because they're friends. Give it off of give it off to reasoning and your skills, your responsibilities.
So not to mention if you do keep your friends close. But what I mean by as of competence and whatnot, you can get your friends within. They could be zero competence. They can be in a government position, but maybe they're just really good at farming. Then put them as head of agriculture.
Yeah.
You gotta be
realistic.
For everybody.
You have to be honest with your people. Like you have to be honest if you really want to run a good nation. Because you guys, like, if you have some incompetent pieces of crap running, your nation, it's gonna show. And like I could never really be like I'm gonna be honest. Like you can be honest with me. I could never really be a nation leader. I don't think I have that capacity to be a nation leader. I don't know. But like
Actually, I think between me and you, I think you'd be a good nation leader.
don't sugarcoat me. But like I don't. But like personally, like I'm honest with myself. I don't think I could be a nation leader. I don't have like the patience, the tolerance, cause I'll, or any of that shit. So like that's the only thing. Like and so like if you see that in a person, you have to put them in the place that they're strong at. You know what I'm saying? Set yourself up and then for success. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'd just like to know. I still live in a fucking tent, and you guys still have buildings.
It's actually pretty dang tent. We haven't actually even got the palace done yet, huh?
Actually, the Palace is kind of almost done. It's like
done.
It's up to
like 90%.
I want the wall done first. It looks like we're a bandit camp from the outside.
I think it's like
I swear. I know. I mean, we had to build the wall because the Farfolk Civil War happened and all that. We had to basically rush the process of or halt the process of some things and just rush up a wall and get armor and all that shit. And what were your feelings going into that the Farfolk Civil War? Like I named it that, but we all know.
Well, I mean, I don't blame the Ghanaians for trying to create a new Farfolk nation with a new style and everything. But the thing was, the way they were doing it and the leadership was, it kind of like already destroyed their name.
Mm-hmm.
Like they were kind of getting a little bit toxic. But after Appy left, this guy named Licorice, he came into power. He's a really good dude. My respects to him. He at least sat down. He didn't just like lead you on and then end it. I mean, like I can say myself, I kind of done the same thing to him, and I feel really bad about it. But this guy,
was unintentional though.
It was not intentional. But to him, he's a really good dude. My respects to him. He tried to fix something that he actually put effort into. But to be honest, it was kind of screwed over because of Appy and his ambitions. But really, the Ghanaians overall they're fine. What I didn't really like was the extreme memeing of it and their OC toxic and targeting.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, most of their guys, or some of them, and Licorice is really great. They're good guys. Once you get to know them, they're really good guys.
Well, like, okay, so yeah, I understand that. Like, I actually met some really nice people in the Ghanaians. And I also met really nice people who are PvPers outside the Ghanaians, and they kind of opened my eyes to, like, some of these PvP guys who are just PvPers aren't really bad people. They just get a bad name. And I will be honest, I thought all PvPers were toxic.
I mean, like, if you think about it, let's say, you respect to anybody who isn't, but if you don't have a lot of patience, if you can't hold in your range and rage or whatever, and you get down by PvP, you're gonna read. Okay, that's understandable. And most of these people's bad name get these bad names because of people agreeing, or they feel like they're hacking whatever, when it could have been a small lag spike, or it's because of their skills. And me personally, I don't deem it fair, but it's just like how society is,
Yeah.
But my complete respects to Ghanaians and to any nation leader that's watching this. Always give your respect and try your utmost ability to help the other nations whenever you can, even if it's your enemy, because they too work as hard as you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think also, like, bro, like, I really opened my, like, when I actually went to the Ghanaian capital, it looked like a nice capital. Like, I complimented it multiple times. It's like, this really looks good. Like, maybe these guys aren't, like, all these guys aren't super toxic. Like, they just, like, and all they do is PvP, and they're, like, meatheads. Like, they actually go out and fucking, grind and work on shit, I mean, that wall, if you've seen that wall is beautiful. Like, I'm dead ass. Like, that's a beautiful wall. So, like, these people actually worked hard to get where they're at. So like respect to them, and it kind of opened my eyes. This war opened my eyes to a lot of things as well.
Yeah. As of for the you know as of for PvPers, I don't call them PvP goons necessarily. I mean, it's just a common term, but the PvPers, they are. I mean this 100% for the Dominion to Krugmar to Ames to Renatus to Santagia to Homs to Velvet.
Home.
Every nation will have at least 2 PvPers. Okay? Now, the thing is, most people dislike PvPers because they don't understand them. It's, they're genuinely good people. They're normal people. They want to have fun. They want to combat, but they want to do it in a genuine way.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know many times I've come across so many bandits, and I told them simply, Sealy, like, hey, I'm just transporting stuff, Sealy, would you mind if I leave you be? I'll give you some items. And they're like, yeah, it's fine. You don't have to give anything. Most of them are genuine enough to be kind. They're not out to get
Well, I would say like half.
I mean, there's genuinely a lot of people who just want the pixels. That's all they want. Is because I guess it's like a hoarder.
Are you a pixels kind of guy?
Me?
No, I'm just kind of saying like, yeah.
All right, but yeah, the PvPers, they're genuine, nice people. From what I've seen of the recent Krugmar versus Krugmar versus Dominion war conflict.
Yeah.
They need to understand that these people are genuine human beings, and though they joke around, they can joke 100% all of the time, but they mean it always in a joking, fun manner. You're just not used to their culture, their behavior. You need to sit down, have your time to talk to them and get used to them. They will be cussing at you and throwing insults, but they don't genuinely mean to, all these rude insults. They're just genuinely just trying to be funny.
Well, I feel like it's a lot of testosterone. Like we have a lot of teens here, and like they get angry fast. They get just hit puberty, to finally realize what and like they get into their feelings a lot and like emotions, but really they don't necessarily mean it as much. I'm not. I'm gonna kind of. I respectfully disagree that there's actually a lot of people who are genuinely just kind of dicks. And
that's true. That's true.
Because you said like most of them, I'm like no, it's like half and half. Because I know one PvP goon. He actually considers himself a PvP goon, but he's not toxic at all. He doesn't shit talk. He just PvPs, beats the shit out of you, and walks away. And like he doesn't talk shit. He doesn't do all that other stuff. So there's people out there like as PvP goons. Like they're not horrible people. Not all of them are horrible people, and not all of them will DDoS you.
There's always good and bad in every subject. You can't judge the book by its cover.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, but Matt is 100% correct though. Like, there is a lot of genuinely rude people.
But I think you were speaking for like basically some of the people that aren't bad people. Who are good people, good PvPers, but not bad people. Know. So yeah, I understand that.
It's just me and Adam's optimistic kind of views.
Yeah, you're pretty optimistic. Adam's like more of the realist, and you're like the optimist. Like you're like, oh no, he's like, oh he just burned the whole building down, shot up a score, but he's a nice person. I feel like that's.
Yeah, he may have killed all my kids, but he's a good guy, and I was like, I need to bury this boy deep.
Yeah, but like. I want to go into another kind of thing. Honest opinion, what were your actual feelings? Did you guys feel like we were gonna win the war, the Farfolk War? I was pretty unsure.
Yeah, well, when the war started, yeah, we didn't actually think we were going to win, and we were kind of really depressed at the fact that all of our good relations with all these nations kind of went downhill, and we felt like all of our effort went downhill. But thankfully, because of our tribe members and everybody who was with us at that time kept continuously supporting us, and there was very few outside supports. I just wanted to say thank you all to them because of them we're still here, and it helped us push forward.
Yeah,
really
I mean, genuinely, when we started this war,
I mean, like I wasn't in
know
a
if
great
we'd win or not.
mentality.
Yeah, I didn't know
I
either.
knew.
But when we started, I just got a phone call. I had to decline it. The person will be mad, but so they'll get over it.
Yeah.
All right, man.
But yeah, in my honest opinion, I didn't know we were actually going to win that war. That was actually pretty crazy. It was good. It was good content. I thought it was going to be good, great content, and I was already planning to like make a video being basically saying, okay, we lost the war, but when we didn't lose our fight, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But we won it. I was like, wow.
Go.
Careful, do you have a door? Yo, quick.
Let's go.
This is murder. This is murder.
When that happened, I'm gonna be genuine here. I did think there was a large chance we could lose it all, and I was upset because we built this from scratch, and it had a OC very deep meaning to us.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I doubt most players would have this kind of deep meaning with their own nations, but because me and Adam, we always wanted to go to Syria in real life because we viewed that as our real life home. Because in America, it's
it was bad during then.
Yeah, during then it was very hostile towards us. Like we literally had to go and walk with our mom couldn't leave the house because of like people tried to burn her hijabs and stuff. So we had to literally go out and protect her.
Oh my God.
So it was we didn't feel safe. It wasn't a home. It wasn't a place that we could feel. Yeah, I'm from here. This is my family. This nation's my family. Or anything. It wasn't like that at all.
This is my shit. Yeah, I can understand that, and I feel like this LOTC kind of manifested into your virtual home for you.
Yeah, it became my family because my dad always talked about how Syria, on how it was before the Civil War, and when I joined LOTC, they gave that vibe. They filled my childhood dream of having a community, having friends. Me and Adam could never get OOC friends in real life. It was difficult because we were Muslims and we looked Syrian, and it was very difficult. So when we joined LOTC, we finally got genuine friends, and so most people don't understand, but it had a deep meaning to us. Mm-hmm. So I was upset about it, but what I realized was they could destroy our nation, but
they could destroy the
our folks, we lost it a while back. We lost it when Santagia took over. And we literally me and Adam just started from scratch. All that old Harrian abandoned ship. They said, nope, not going to play my characters no more. And they PK'd them all up. Mm-hmm. Me and Adam were literally like the last two genuine Harrians.
Most of them, only like two of them shelved them.
Yeah, two of them shelved them. But me and Adam were like the last two Harrians, the last two people from the Caliphate that still played. I mean,
as the characters,
the characters weren't a part of the Caliphate, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I got you. These characters weren't Caliphate, but like the OOC, like the you sticking with it OOC.
I'm moving away from the topic. I'm very sorry.
No, it's fine. Like it's always good. It's always good to get your perspective on things. All right. So what would you guys say your future goals are for the Caliphate?
Well, my future goal is first finishing the city, and after I finish the city, make sure that its government will remain stable, and that it will live longer past me after I leave the server.
That's pretty solid goal, actually. Definitely want to gain like some more respect. I think we're gaining some more reputation within the other nations. Because even though we're considered a nation, doesn't mean that, you know, you guys are going to get the utmost respect. You know, you guys are still going to have to grow and work hard, just like you've been working from day one. So, I mean, that's a pretty solid goal. What would you say your goals are, Ibrahim? Because you're both nation leaders.
Well, I want to increase the player base and the activity. I want to get more businesses in, and I want it to be so self-efficient where we could have people inside the Caliphate and then also have people going out and doing missions where we don't need to bring some player base over. I want to have it even where we don't even need to, where we can basically fund 2 cities if we wanted. But ultimately, that's every nation's goal. But I want to get us nation status or a possible way so we could get onto the next map. Because the far folks, they've been neglected too much. And each map they've shown that, each time they've shown that they've lowered. But this map, they have truly excelled. They went from literally -10 to like 70.
And the goal's 100, right? The goal's 100.
To get nation status or to be able to get a place next map.
Mm-hmm.
I want us to be able to have a home next map where we don't have to worry about, because the problem is with this map, we are with the September Friends right now. We're dealing with that. But we genuinely, because as players, we genuinely want to have that true respect for the ETs. We want to say, okay, fine, you can demolish our entire city, but we would still like that security that next map we can still be able to have a home. But that's the problem. The staff won't really talk to us on that. We really, in my opinion, we've already proven and showed far and above that we already deserve nation status. And so, or if not nation status, at least if they would allow us, a build for next map just for the far folks.
Mm-hmm.
They would allow us to go onto the next map and pick a spot for the far folks, for the far folk nation, and there it goes.
Yeah,
because
so basically, security and efficiency are your 2 goals. If I could break it down, self-sufficiency and security for next map. And basically to bring back the name of the far folks, to bring back the respect, and get the respect of the admins. Just because your
Which
nation
currently
don't
the
mean
admins
nothing.
are going through a rough time. They've lost a lot of members.
Yeah. So what is the day-to-day process of a nation leader? What do you do? How, like, an average day for a nation leader? Because as a regular player, I don't get to see all the behind the scenes action. So if you could explain to the people, I think both of you are capable of explaining, because Ibrahim does a lot of the grunt work and Adam is the real leader. Who also does a lot of grunt work. So what is some of the things that you have to deal with? What do you do day to day as a nation leader?
I would be lying if I did not say that I don't know how other nation leaders deal with it. But since we started this group, we've always received almost every day at least at the minimum at least 10 people threatening to kill off the entire nation if we don't submit to their demands. Celia Discords. And then there was real life threats. So nation leaders who are out there, I respect you 100%. As a player who used to give my nation leader a hard time, like I used to say, FaZe, yo, what? He used to say something bad about the Orient leader. And we're like, FaZe, watch this. We're about to go kill the Orient leader for you. And he'd be like, please don't. And we're literally send him a screenshot that we're right next with the Orient leader with a sword. And he says, oh God, please don't. I understand the struggles of a nation leader now.
It's basically like, honestly, like, there's a lot of like OOC balance that people don't realize that you have to have on the server to keep it fun.
Yeah, it's very difficult for a nation leader to keep their real life, because keep in mind, once you become nation leader, things start looking up. And like, you also have a real life to tend to. You don't always have that 100% time to play a game. So you have real life, maybe work or school, depending on the nation leader. Then you have the documents. I know that we literally, Matt, you're in the council chat, we talk all the time about documents on, okay, what do you guys want to do for this document? What do you guys want to do for this document? Usually for me, I'm having to write document of reports of the military, because that's where I'm part of. Though you guys may not know it, like you, Matt, I actually keep record of who's being active and who's constantly patrolling and who's showing up. I keep those like records, but I have to, take care of that stuff. And it's most of my time, at least if I get onto my computer, it's most of the time I'm writing documents or trying to fix OOC relations, because one of the tribe members may have accidentally stabbed another nation's guard.
Yeah, that actually happens a lot, actually. And I would be lying if I said that I wasn't partly a reason why you guys had to fix relations over Celia.
Nah, it's fine, man. Don't worry.
No, I'm not worried about it. They probably had it coming or whatever, but I do understand and sympathize with that. And sometimes you have to work with people you don't like, because there's certain nation leaders that I know you probably do not like, but you have to work with them to keep an OOC balance on the server. And I think a lot of people don't realize that as a nation.
Yeah, what I suggest for the citizens of a nation leader, give them a hard time. Do not spam them in the mornings. Do not all of a sudden, just because they don't come online for 3 days, don't say, oh, they're inactive, we need to coup the nation. You need to give them patience, because usually they're writing documents, they're taking care of relations and treaties, and people are telling them, hey, I need you to join this war. I just got out of a war, and I really need to fix up my player base's activity and their worriedness, and I need to really stabilize my nation right now. No, bro, let's go into a war. Right now, let's do it. It's very difficult, and so you need to have common sense to understand that leading an RP nation is very similar to leading a real-life group. It's very difficult. So I'm telling you now, it's going to be a difficult task, but the community you build is worth it.
Yeah, especially if it's a non-toxic community. Because honestly, I think one of the main reasons why you guys maybe haven't quit yet is because I feel like the Caliphate or the Caliphate now is one of the most non-toxic communities on the server, and I will sit there and vouch for that.
I think, I believe so too.
We have a great collection of players.
If there was a group, if the Caliphate wasn't around, Haynes would definitely be that non-toxic community. Because Haynes, they're just genuinely nice people.
Yeah.
From what I've met, like, if I had a real life problem going on, they would go out of their way just to help me with that real life problem.
And I remember actually when Renatus was taking the world and stuff like that, they offered for us to come and hide with us, and we said no, and we moved to Tantagia. And
because we didn't want to put them at risk and everything. And there was all kinds of politics as well. Oh, as a nation leader, politics is difficult. Many nation leaders, and I will not name them, but most people who lead nations or are in government positions are incompetent. And what I mean by competence is, if I text you something, like if I say, hello, I'd like to do a treaty, they would take it as a message of death upon their nation, and they will literally make your life a tire problem. So it's very hard to do diplomatic relations, because many nation leaders don't understand the other. But most people always are hostile. So it's really hard to find. It's just a long.
I do believe some OOC politics do play a big thing, and that's basically what you're saying is about OOC politics. Because some people may be a friend of this nation, and even though this nation repeatedly committed a bunch of crimes to the other nation, the two nation leaders are friends, so we're not going to war. but we're gonna go to war on this other smaller nation and secede them, even though they've done nothing. So yeah, there's a lot of politics. There's a lot of nepotism that goes on with this. And I think that's just in real life, you know. That's with everything, with every category.
Yes, sir.
Do you also agree with this? Because I want your take on this as well. Because Ibraheem's still in the show.
Yeah, I'm down with, man. I'm sorry. I'm trying to set up my computer.
This dude out
It's
here, bro,
taking
just
a
got his
little
new
while.
computer and he's trying to set it up on the podcast. You know what?
He literally just set up his computer like 30 minutes ago.
Shame on you.
So he's like trying to fix it up. But
I'm
basically,
done.
what we're talking about is the basic actions of an everyday nation. What do we go through? You're gonna have fun with this one.
Yeah, what do you go
Oh
through?
boy, where do I start?
Oh god, this is hilarious. This is already entertaining.
Well, we basically usually most of the time, we mostly deal with these groups that will go to you saying surrender or die,
Yeah.
or something like that.
So
We always making documents to make sure that everything is in order, nothing is out of place. I'm sorry, I'm trying to do multiple things at once. Me personally, as nation leader, the most difficult task is satisfying your guys, because your guys don't want to just keep grinding and stuff. They want fun activity. You know this for sure, Matt.
Yeah.
And so
Bring back
always
LC. Bring
try
back
to
Open
have a
Creative.
plan up ahead. And if you can't attend to these plans, at least try to appoint someone to at least help you with that plan.
yeah, you can't be greedy on it. You have to keep that plan going. So let's say we decide to go and do a caravan. Let's say only 3 people show up, which that's a really low number. But if you're a starting group, that's a big number for you, you know. But if only 3 people show up, you still do it. And then over time, people are going to join your group and say, oh, okay,
Yeah.
well, each time they keep going through it, they keep doing this, they keep having their RP, 3 guys turn to 4.
Yeah.
Eventually, people will say, okay, I keep missing it. Let's just see what it's like. And then eventually people will start joining.
I'm that type of person. I will join late. I will not be one of those first. I'm not a day one guy, you know, and I'll admit that. You know, I do that as well. And yeah, I can agree with that. This one, and that's honestly in the process of just building a nation. Like, it started off with us 3 and Frosty and Cav, and then it's just like, oh, what is this? You know, I see these YouTube videos and I see these people practicing RP or Farfolk RP. So let me go check this out, and that turns into 6 people, and that turns into 7 people, and then turns into a nation. That turns to a town, turns to a group, it turns to a nation. You know, it turns to a movement. You know, and that's kind of how it started with us. You know, a lot of people just said, "Let me try this Farfolk stuff out," and they ended up liking it for the most part, and that's what kind of grew. You know, if you guys agree with me.
Yeah, but for nation leaders, and for those who are starting out, just the personal advice: when you all of a sudden drop dead in activity, which will always happen, but when you end up start dropping dead in activity, let's say you have 15 guys, and then maybe past 3 events you cannot get anybody to come online. Don't worry. It's gonna happen, but don't give up faith. But keep in mind that people will have real life tendencies they need to go and tend to. You need to just not give up hope.
People get fatigued. People get, sick of the same thing. They want to try something else. So I think switching things up.
Exactly. I mean, Matt, you can confirm my character has done everything from goat herding to making jewelry,
to slapping me in the face,
being a soldier, construction worker.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. And there's like a mind man fatigue that happens whenever someone just gets sick and tired of doing the same old thing, and that happens, And if you keep working with it and keep figuring the ways to tweak it and make it interesting, and I feel like that, and you can bring it back alive. Maybe it won't be at at the peak or like at the top level as it was when you first started it, or it'll never go back to where it used to be. But if you keep grinding, you can always find that happy medium. And I think that's what people like. I guess some people like get wrong with nations. Like they do this like nation thing. They have 15 members, and all of a sudden they just drop dead in activity, and then all of a sudden they start slowly growing again. But they don't see themselves going back to the peak, like how they used to be. So they just kind of die off, and that's like you can't like sometimes it will never go back to how it used to be. But if you can just find the happy medium and keep going at it, you'll be fine.
Yeah, and just for the nation leaders, just so they know, because a lot of nation leaders are hostile to their own citizens nowadays. Like, I know I'm guilty of this. Like, if one of my citizens come up to me and say, "Hey, can I do this?" and I'm like, "Just not today," because it gets exhausting. Yeah. Because as a nation leader, you from your maybe 2 hours of RP that you do every day, it literally turns into 20 minutes of RP because it's so consuming. You have to be really into it and dedicated. And that's why you genuinely, if a nation leader, he starts thinking, okay, I cannot do this anymore. The nation leader himself, for nation leaders, just have fun. Yeah. If you push yourself too much, it's not going to get better.
Yeah. You're right.
It's like, trust me, I've learned this from experience. You push yourself to, okay, maybe after I finish this war, it's going to be done. Then I can relax and RP and everything. Once that war is over, it's not going to be relaxed. It's going to get worse. So just take your time and have fun. It's about the journey. It's about the friends and family you make.
Yeah. It's about and remember, at the purest level, this is an RP server. You're meant to have fun through roleplay. So have fun. And I feel like that kind of touches on what I wanted to say. Like, what wisdom would you impart on people attempting to create their own nation? What would you say, Adam? I'll start with you, since I'm trying to get more words out of you. Right, BB?
So, yeah, I'm not exactly sure what you're asking me to do.
I said, what wisdom would you impart on people attempting to create their own nation? And I'll ask with you because, you're the Makdi, you're the leader of this nation, so you should know more than anybody. What would you say? As we kind of ended off here, and before we get into the other part of this podcast, what else would you? Wisdom would you say?
My advice to anyone who's starting up their own nation is do not give up. Just keep pushing. Don't. I have been told many times, give up, you're gonna fail. But I just kept on pushing, and I highly recommend to everybody, just keep on pushing. Don't ever stop because somebody told you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense. And I feel like that's what you guys did. You never gave up. You put your head down. You dealt with all the bullshit. And if anybody has dealt with more toxicity and OOC bullshit, it's you two. And that just it speaks to like your longevity and like how like your just your focus and your just how strong you guys are as like nation leaders to be able to stay with this and through all this bullcrap,
But as one major advice, always be friendly and happy. Because it's the way of how you come off. And I suggest if you do diplomatic relations, talk in text for a little bit, but make sure you do a voice chat because tones in text, people can get something totally different from what you mean. So it's best to speak in your normal tones because you could be mad at this person and this person's like, oh, he's being so nice to me. But you're trying to tell him, leave me be or I'll kill you. But when you finally get into that voice chat, then they can get that tone.
Yeah.
You get what I mean?
Yeah, I got you. But
I highly suggest just being friendly and just genuinely honest.
Yeah. Be an honest guy, but don't be an asshole. That's just one thing. I want to also give one more piece of advice. Learn how to OOC relations, even though this is the RP server, OOC relations, if you're trying to start your own group or nation, if you have good OOC relations with people, that will take you far. And even though it's an RP server, we all know this is run by OOC, and OOC is probably the biggest part of the server, besides the RPs. So just having good OOC relations with a lot of people, that will push your nation or your group or your town to better status.
This is not a community. It's a family. LOTC, it's not a community. It's a family.
Well, no, some family members I don't like. Then I hate a lot. I don't like a lot of my family members.
Some rifts in the family, but there'll be that crazy uncle you never knew. But we're still a family.
Well, I would say your town is your family, and the LTC is your community. Because you don't want to be family with everybody.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so let's get off all that stuff. So I want to get to know you two, and I have a question. So anybody have any? What are you guys' other characters besides your main characters, which is Oda Carradine and Ibraheem Aladdin? Who are you? Who is Saeed? Who is your other character, and what other characters do you play? I'll start with Adam. Adam?
Yeah, he's trying to fix his mic. Give him a second.
Alright, I'm back. Yeah.
So what other characters do you have besides Oda?
I have Anwar Ibrahim.
Anwar Ibn Fahim, I'll type that out.
Okay, yeah.
And I have one dude that's basically Shoutout. His name is Omar.
Mm-hmm. And they're all far folks?
Yes.
Yep. Okay, and who is Anwar? Because I know who Anwar is, but Anwar, Ibn Fahim, and Umar, and Oda Carradine. And so who is Anwar? Because I feel like since he's not shelved, who is Anwar?
Well, Anwar. I'm trying to find the right words for. I chose a psychopath in a way.
Not psychopath. You're using.
He's an trying to find the right word for Anwar.
He's
an old goat who he used to be a part of an assassin guild, but he's mentally messed up.
There's aliens. That kind
kind of like
he's crazy.
He still believes that there's a government after him.
There's a few loose screws.
Yeah.
He's paranoid.
Pretty funny character, actually. I've actually got a chance to meet him.
He's a funny, fun character. It's just a great person.
I feel like that's like kind of your escape away from Oda and all your duties as a leader.
Yeah, it is. I was hot making earlier, but yeah, that's a scapegoat.
Okay, so what is your other alternative characters that you like to play, Ibraheem?
Me?
No, not you.
No, not.
No, you, bro.
Yeah,
yeah, you, bro.
I play Saeed Ibn Malik. I have a bunch. I have like one character, Shell, which is the son of Anwar Fahim. So I have Ibraheem Aladdin. I'll type it out. Ibraheem Aladdin. Then I have this is the character that's Shell, Sukur Ibn Anwar.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have Saeed Ibn Malik. Mm-hmm. And then I have this character, and I can't remember his name. Give me 1 second. I haven't played him in a long time. Khalid, and but his common name is Jet, and he's a sailor.
Wait, are all these characters alive, or are these your past characters?
These are all characters alive.
Okay.
I have one character that's shelved.
And can you what is your secondary character, your main alt? I would say.
Saeed Ibn Malik.
Oh, who is he? Who give you kind of an explanation?
Saeed Ibn Malik. Oh, I remember playing him like at age 4. Oh man, he's old now. He's an old goat. Saeed Ibn Malik used to be a slave. I've always RP'd a slave. because it's a genuinely good RP because you have a boss and you have to talk to them because you're a slave. It's just genuine good RP. But he was a slave to Adam's old character, which was I can't remember his name. I feel terrible now.
It's fine.
But he was a slave to his father, to Adam's character's father, and Adam's character gifted me to the Sultan to save me from being killed by Adam's character's father. So I was gifted to the Sultan, and the Sultan made me his head falconer, and Fakiri carried him. He made me his head falconer. And Ibraheem Malik, not Ibrahim, sorry, I mix up the two. Saeed ibn Malik basically ended up becoming a scholar, and he ended up becoming a Grand Imam. And he's done everything in life. Like he was a merchant. If you list anything, he's done it. He's actually fought in battles before too, as well.
Yeah.
But he was mainly a pacifist. He only fought when he needed to step in. There was a bandit or something.
Yeah.
Something.
I remember the first time I met Saeed was in my I remember a video. He was actually getting rocks thrown at him because he was trying to stop a fight between the Reavers and Hainesmen. You guys remember that video? You actually was on video. I actually met you on video. So it's crazy.
Yeah, I was on live stream. Yeah.
That live stream was very toxic to say the least, but it was good.
Yeah,
It was
I wasn't
actually
even
very
watching the
entertaining.
live stream yet. Like I saw that you were playing it, but see, I was at the time I was going on a diplomatic mission to Haynes, and I was doing merchant stuff. So I really didn't look at your live stream because I didn't want to because I didn't want to get the urge of stream sniping, basically.
Yeah, I got you. I actually got a lot of stream snipers back when the Reavers used to be around. They used to stream snipe me all the time.
Oh yeah, I remember one of the guys I knew who he said we were literally sitting there. He said that they have two screens. Like they have one screen for the Mind Man, and then they have another screen for the browser of your videos, and they were literally watching the patrols just to sneak into the city.
Yeah, like there's like 30 people. I think they're watching it and they came here. Yeah, I remember that shit. It was kind of annoying, but it was like it was good for my exposure, cause and also one thing about being friends with Reavers is that they never used to bandit me on the road. So whenever they see me, they'd be like, "Oh, just go along now," and that used to be I love that so much.
Yeah.
I think they metagame one of the streams though, but we're not gonna get into all that, and that's why our horses were stolen. That's why I remember we lost our horse because of that crap. I remember that shit. But yeah. So I also okay. So let's get off this topic to a new topic. Favorite nation besides this one? I know. Which nation?
Ooh.
I'm talking in terms of everything, not just.
Yeah, but I'm gonna have to say Haynes.
Yeah. Yeah, I can agree with that. What about you, Adam?
Haynes is legitimately the white far folks.
Yeah.
They were just painted white, in my opinion. They're Russians. They're literally far folks, but just painted white. They're just,
What about you?
Yeah, Haynes is definitely like the white far folks.
Yeah, I feel like someone said it was a very German orange. I remember someone said that from someone. Yeah, actually, I know who said that. Yeah. Someone says it's a very German orange, and that's what basically it is. So I can see it's like a trail mix of.
I've always viewed Haynes as Russian.
Well, yeah,
because they were very. I don't know if you knew them during Axios, but they were like very. They were Russians. And by the way, I'd like to point out that a cool fact that I found out that many nations on LOTC. How they started out, how they were created by Muslim guys.
Ooh.
I am not even kidding.
Oosili or?
Oosili.
Oh, okay.
I found that out over time. Most nations were created by Muslim guys.
Nice.
Haynes was created by a Muslim man. What's his name? The Caliphate was created by a Muslim man. I could go on and on. I just don't know these old nation names because I wasn't around then, and at the time I didn't know how the forms work. But you can ask Loop Troop. He's the guy who would know because he's the one who told me this, and he was presenting all these nations and giving me all these usernames and stuff.
That's what's up. That's crazy, actually, to think about. I don't know why people are so racist on the server. But let's get on to another topic. Okay, so what other games do you guys like to play besides World of Warcraft? What do you guys? Where will we find you guys outside of running the Caliphate?
That's a good question, Adam. Basically, he's asking us, what's our favorite game besides Mind Man?
Well, my favorite game besides Man is from Napoleon Total War to Attila Total War or Arma 3. That's those are my top 3.
Arma 3. We are
Arma
we're
3. Ooh,
we're big nerds.
I mean, anybody who plays LTC is a big nerd. So, but yeah, Arma 3 is an old game. I didn't even know that people still played that.
Arma 3? Boy, that is not old. I'm offended. Oof.
I mean, I remember when people were playing that back in like 2013. So that's pretty old to the internet standards.
I mean, it's still getting updated, so.
I mean, Lord of the Rings Online is getting updated, and it's been out since 2004. World of Warcraft has been out since like 1999, and that shit's still getting updated. So just because it's old doesn't mean it's getting up. Like, I'm just saying it's a pretty old game. Like, I don't see a lot of people talk about it as much.
Yeah,
it's fun though. Very fun. I've never played it, but I've like found it really entertaining to watch.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, man.
By the way, as advice to any nation leader, just a really quick advice that I just remembered, because you brought up hobby like games. What I did when I was under stress for with my leadership kind of thing, like I was literally going through stress over it. I wanted to do something fun and just to relax. So I started literally making jewelry. I literally looked up YouTube videos and I literally read up documents on how to make jewelry, and I just started making RP jewelry. And I just started RPing that, and it took a lot of stress. So I suggest finding something that you would like to do. Be a shepherd, be a mason, be a blacksmith. Just do something that you would enjoy on the same character as your leader.
Yeah, that's also something you should be looking to. That's a very good point actually. You probably should have said that when I asked you, but you're
Sorry.
a good boy. You're a good boy.
So
what type of music do you guys listen to? Because I know I listen to a lot of rap. Lil Yachty.
What music we listen to?
Yeah.
Me and Adam usually just listen to Nasheeds.
And those are that's Syrian music.
It's Islamic, like, music, yeah, I guess. We listen to Arab music often, Nasheeds mainly, and I mean, though, I'd admit, we listen to some rock and all that stuff.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. I mean, I'm not really the type of guy to listen to Muslim music. I put a lot of it in the background of my vids, and I mean, it's not bad. I wouldn't be bumping that in the car, but it's not bad music.
No, I'm talking about modern Arab music, man. Modern.
Oh yeah, like that's Indian,
bro. That's old. That's like 90.
Oh, you're not gonna dance with me. Here's what it is, though. So yeah,
that's like 90s Indian music.
I think that will do it for the little podcast. The podcast.
All right. We're taking over the stream. We're gonna start asking you questions.
Oh, okay. Whoa. Okay. First of all, who the hell do you think you are? No. We're editing
Excuse
here.
me, but you're now under the third organization. I'm joking.
But yeah, go ahead and ask. You have 3 questions to ask me, and I will answer them.
Be genuinely honest. What made you join the Sultan?
I already told you. I wanted to find. I always wanted to find our Farfolk RP, and like, you guys finally gave me something. Just something like you guys weren't really much, but like it was something, and I was like, I believed in these guys because they're hella committed. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna stick with this, and then it grew into this. So Number one.
All right. Second question, Akhir. Now, are you a Habibi or an Akhir?
I'm a Habibi.
That is a good answer. Okay, third question. Now, seriousness. Why does what's the word? What's your favorite nation besides the Sultanate?
I have to say Haynes, just like you guys. I fucking love Haynes. Like if I didn't join the Sultanate, I would have been Haynes for sure.
Who is the most influential player that you have ever known?
Whoa. Man, there's been a lot, but I don't know. Honestly, it'd probably be a guy named Zane Tank who got banned for cyber. But one of my best friends I've ever had, and very influential in how I do things on the server now, for good and for bad. And that's 4 questions. What did I tell you, BB? What did I freaking tell you? I said 3 questions, okay? But yeah, that'll do it for the little podcast thing we was doing. I hope you guys enjoyed that. We had to cut out one part because of some complications with the video, but we kind of got back on track. Hopefully I can get this out to you soon. This is Oda Karadine. Say goodbye. You better get off AFK, boy. Okay,
Adam's still here. He's just
I'm sorry, dude. I'm just been going back.
His mic is like broken, so he's like trying to fix his mic and everything.
Okay, it's all good. But yeah, this is Oda Karadine, Ibraheem, the leaders of the Caliphate, the Qadarsi Caliphate that just became the Caliphate, and I wanted for them to share their kind of experiences with you guys, with building a nation.
Join the jihad against September.
Yeah, join the jihad against September. Yeah. You can go ahead and promote it. Or what do you want to do with the September?
Huh?
You can go ahead and promote what you're trying to do with the September.
Well, we gotta talk to it with the Sopian, but we're thinking on talking to each nation leader, and because I'm pretty sure each nation can agree that September is a viable threat. And in order to lower this threat, I believe that if the nations work together in cooperation, we could lure him into a said trap. I won't give too much details because I know there are September supporters, but I highly suggest that if any nation leader out there, please contact me and I will inform you of this plan because it is a genuine plan. We have the supplies for it already, and we already have one supply, and we believe we have one item, we have 2 items, but one of these items we believe can kill September with one shot. But we need everybody's help with this. We have it all. We just need everybody.
All right. Well, there you have it. And September Prince is a huge event that's been going on the server. If you want more information, just join the LTC, or if you're new and you want more information on it, go look on the forums. There's a lot of posts about it. Actually, no, I'm lying. There's no real post about it, huh?
About September?
Yeah, there's not really that many posts on it.
Yeah, there is. It's mainly like kind of RP kind of stuff. Like you got to do it in RP, which I really enjoy. I like the RP research aspect of it. Yeah. Like I like how the September event started because it wasn't mainly like PvP focused and stuff. You actually had to go find ruins and stuff. It was genuinely fun because you had to go and find it for yourself and you had to learn it in RP. There was no post updating. All right, well, guess what? There's a medallion out there. No, you had to find that out through actual player rumors. So I thought that was cool.
That's cool. Well, yeah. That will be it for the podcast. The TCPW podcast number 1. I hope we can keep doing this. But yeah, thank you guys for having me. Oh, ow.
You okay?
Oh, now you answer. Your brother's attacking me. God damn it, Ibraheem.
I'm showing brotherly love.
By punching me.
Brotherly love.
No, we're not doing this. Please.
Brotherly love.
No. God damn it.
Brotherly love. Brotherly love.
Wait, why is this not hurting you? What the hell? No!
No! Okay.
Thank you.
Brotherly love.
Oh,
I lowered you.
oh.
I lowered your your gut. I'm sorry. I just had to.
No, it's all good. But yeah, have a hope this is not the most professional looking thing, but you know what? Have a neat day.
Oh yeah, I forgot we were supposed to be professional. I am so sorry. We were supposed to be 100% professional. I forgot about it.
Honest opinion. What were your actual feelings? Did you guys feel like we were gonna win the war, the Far Folk War?
When that happened, I'm gonna be genuine here. I did think there was a large chance we could lose it all, and I was upset.